Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I got a metal detector review for you, and we're going to be taking a look at the Garrett Ace Apex. It's one of their new release models, and I want to go ahead and do a basic general review to see overall how I like it, and if this detector might be something that you could use or you could recommend to somebody else. So stay tuned. Alright, so today guys we're going to be taking a look at the 3 Amigo series, and we're going to be having a closer look here at the Garrett Ace Apex. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so here's the interface of the Ace Apex, and it's kind of difficult for me to actually get a good shot of this because of the glare. It seems like if I go up or down it kind of like, you know, it's kind of weird. But I'm going to try to go through this interface with you really quick here to give you a general idea of all the features that you have. So on the left hand side right here, you got a menu, and you're going to have one on the right. If you go on the left, right now what you're seeing here is all of your discrimination patterns. Right now everything is in, that's hence it says 0, which means that you're not discriminating nothing. You're going to allow every signal to come in regardless, okay? Then you got your iron audio. Your iron audio means you could turn the sound off. Iron starts from here, ends right here, and it grunts and makes grunt noises. You could turn it off by hitting this button, and you're not going to hear that no more. Turn it back on and you will hear it. So if you hit this button here to your left, you're going to start with 0. Then you're going to go into coins mode. Now when it says coins, I'm assuming it means coins from around the world. Okay, so every country has its own type of alloy that they use in their coin, which is going to make it sound different. Then if you hit it twice, you got US coins. And the US coins, you can see there you got the 5 cent, 1 cent, 10, 25, 50, and $1. So you're going to get a number that's associated with those, and if you want to notch out these things here, you could just notch out the boxes that are right above it. They've got these notched out, and they've got all these segments notched out here, so that you can just, if you're just hunting for US coins, these are the tones that you will actually get. Then if you come back and hit it again, you're gonna have jewelry, which they notch all of these and they let all of this through. Then you have relics. Then you'll have your custom, which you can do whatever you want, notch any of these things out to make it to be your custom hunting pattern. And then if you hit it again, you go right back up to 0, which is everything wide open. Now if you go to this button right here, you're going to pull up this menu. This menu is going to have your sensitivity, and you can see the bar down below. You click left and right, your sensitivity will go up and down. The next one's going to be the actual volume of the detector. Yeah, it does get really loud. That's why I didn't want to hear all that, so I just cut it down. Then the next one you hear is going to have iron volume. How loud you want to hear those grunting sounds when it hits iron, or how low. I generally like to have it just lowly in the background to let me know that it's there, but not to just annoy me, because this thing loves iron, man. I think it loves iron more than it likes regular targets, because we'll get into that a little bit later, and I'll explain to you my feelings on that iron situation. And the next one right here, you're gonna have frequency. You got multi-frequency, which is going to be all of them, 5, 10, 15, and 20, all together at the same time. Then if you click over here, you're going to get multi-frequency salt. Some people call it M5, it's MS, multi-salt, which is going to be the setting you want if you're at the beach. So you're going to run all the frequency, but it's going to be tuned to for all that mineralization and salt in that water. It's going to set it up there in that one for you to hunt in. So multi-frequency land, multi-frequency salt, which is the beach. Then if you want to go individual, you can click it to 5 kilohertz, 10, 15, and 20. You can hunt individually into those, okay? And back over to the multi-frequency again. Then the next one here, you're going to have channel. This is going to be a channel shift, so that if you're getting EMI interference, you can tune that out by selecting one of these frequencies. You've got 1 to 8. Okay, now it's 1 to 8 in every mode. So if you're in a different frequency, say you're in 5 kilohertz, you got 8 frequencies there. 10, you got 8 frequencies in the 10 kilohertz. 15, you got 8 frequencies. So you're gonna have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're gonna have 40. You're going to have a total of 40 frequency shifts to help get you out of that EMI. And I tell you what, that's one of the main things that I like about this detector, is that you have the opportunity to remove EMI from the area. A lot of these other detectors, if you got EMI and you don't have a way to tune it out, you have no choice but to just leave or go away. So on here, you're gonna see on the right hand side, this is gonna be the depth, how deep your target is in the ground. Now, I don't even know if those are inches or what. I just call them, blocks. And normally everything that I get at a park is gonna be like one to 2 blocks down. And then your sensitivity down here below, you can turn it up, turn it down. Over here is your battery volume, how much battery juice you've got left. And then you've got your light on and off, and that's it, guys. It's a very simple layout. Lights on, light off, and then the next one is going to be for your Z-Link headphones that you can pair up so that you could have headphones. So as you can see, it's a very simple detector to get out there and run. I think it's definitely a turn on and go detector. There's not a whole lot of settings you have to mess with, which is a great thing. Coil is the Garrett proprietary Viper coil. It's an 11x6 multi-frequency coil right here. I like that. It seems to be built pretty solid. It's very durable and small enough to get through all of the weeds and sticks and so forth that you might be fighting through. Easy to maneuver. The crutch design is the only thing that's kind of old about this here. Still got the S crutch design, which I'm not really a fan of. I think it's time for them to straighten this crap out. I mean, if you're going to change your detector over and give it a whole new makeover like this and give it this nice clean Lamborghini Porsche face, why not change this antiquated bent crutch style with the click cam locks here that you see in the hospitals? Get rid of that, man. It's time to move on from this design. But it does work. It does work quite well. It's got the single speaker in the back. You're gonna have an audio plug jack up in the top for your headphones, and down below you're gonna have the jack for your micro connector. That's a pain in the butt right here, guys. Trying to get this thing in here down below the coil. I would have rather them put that thing up top and take that headphones and put it down below, because this can be a pain to try to get that little teeny thing in when it's right next to the shaft and right next to that coil thing up top. Those are my only grievances. The cuff arm, I really like this because you can see this here. It's got these ribs on it, which really makes it tough. Makes it tough to squeeze, man. It's really hard, so it's durable. As far as this thing, this back piece ain't gonna break. A lot of the other ones are pretty flimsy and horrible, but this is pretty nice. I do like this grip though. They changed that from the foamy one to this this type is kind of fat, and it's got a pretty solid grip. I don't think it's foam. It's like rubber, but it's pretty nice, man. And the housing, I can't say nothing more about the housing. I mean, they went away from that crazy yellow, whatever you call that box that was on there from a long time ago. They got rid of that and they went to this little thin one right here, which is really nice, man. I mean, God, I really like this detector overall. I mean, the build quality on this is it's amazing. I mean, throughout my ownership with this thing, I mean, I've had my frustrations which I'll discuss with more. But as far as, you know, how it's built, how it was put together, the intuitiveness of the keypads, the LCD display, you know, that, all that right there, I definitely give it high scores. So we're gonna actually finish this review up right here, and I have a checklist that I wanted to go through with you, which I will. And that checklist is going to be, bam, the build quality. Build quality, hey, I can't say nothing more bad about this thing at all. Build quality, it's solid. Other than this crutch design, which I'm not a big fan of, it is solid. It doesn't wobble. You know, the cam locks are sturdy. The coil is built sturdy. The box is built nice. It's not fully waterproof. It's only waterproof up to the box, which, you know, it would have been nice to have the box waterproof as well. But other than that, I'd give it build quality 4.5 out of 5 stars. Intuitive layout, I'm going to give that definitely 5 stars, because it's almost like it's got a button assigned for every menu. Instead of having to hit the menu button and have to cycle all the way around, you've pretty much got a button for just about everything that you need, and it's exclusive to that option, which is very nice. Features, sweet again. The features on this with ground balance, and then it's got the backlit display, big bright control box. I like it. I like the ergonomics of the feel of the handle, the thinness of the actual control unit itself. It's built strong. The back cuff here, I think that's strong. You could probably pretty much stand on that thing and that's not going to break on you. So I give the features, I definitely give that thing features. I'll give it 4.5 stars on the features. You know, it's got the wireless headset too that you can have with the Z-Link connected to it. So if you want to plug in regular headphones or just have the wireless, it does have that option on it. And the overall function, how does it function? Well, guys, you know, I'm a little bit on the fence with how this detector functions, simply because the only problem that I really have with this detector here is it speaks a different language. Okay, it speaks a different language in the sense that it tends to find iron, and it makes that iron stand out loud. Okay, and what I mean by that is that it takes the iron sound and it processes it, and it doesn't have a quick recovery speed. So if there happens to be iron anywhere near a good target, you're going to hear a grunt, and the grunt is going to go over that target and pass it. If you have a target that's near iron and you're sweeping at regular speeds, you're probably going to miss it, and it's going to aggravate you. If you sweep really slow, you might be able to hit the signal, but I don't know anybody that can actually detect a park and sweep, you know, that slow. I mean, you basically have to sweep literally this slow. Whereas, you know, my average speed when I sweep a park, I'm actually going something like this. You know, I have a very big park to cover, and I've got to sweep like this. And if you're sweeping fast like that, this guy right here, because of the way it masks the audio, it's going to grunt on everything, and then your good target is going to get masked. It wants you to sweep very slow, kind of like this. And that's just not me. So that's a new language for me, is trying to learn how to go to a park and sweep very slow. Not my idea of fun. And the way it grunts over iron, it almost makes it sound like everything is iron. That's the only thing that I have on, is that this thing speaks a different language than what you would normally be used to with other detectors. The other detectors, good target sounds pop right out. It has the grunt, it's grunt, pop, grunt. And this one right here is grunt, grunt, grunt. And if your target is right in the middle of iron or somewhere near iron, this does not have a good recovery speed, and the sweep speed is also slow. So, I mean, those things there are going to be items that you're going to need to work your way through if you're going to buy a detector like this. Like I said, man, my overall opinion on this detector, do I recommend it? I'm going to say I don't recommend this detector to the newbie. If you're brand new to the metal detecting, hobby, and you've never done it at all, you've never had a detector, this is going to frustrate you, because you're gonna go out and you're gonna sweep an area and tell me there's nothing there, and I'm gonna follow up behind you, probably with one of these guys right here, and I'm gonna find stuff that you missed, simply because the sweep speed of this detector, and the iron masking on this is pretty bad. Okay, I mean, I hate to say that, guys, because I was really hoping that Garrett would put out a product that was really gonna, wow me, and I really thought this was gonna do it, but it's not that. And I believe that if you talk to anybody that owns these detectors, they'll let you know the exact same thing. The iron masking, I'm sorry, is pretty horrible, and the sweep speed is very slow. So you're gonna have to learn how to use a detector all over again. If you've used guys like this and you come over to this, very, very frustrating. But would I recommend it? For the beach, yes. Because for the beach, you're not going to have a whole bunch of targets bunched near each other. They're gonna be far and few between. So on the beach, I recommend it. For in the park, I'm probably going to say, if you're gonna be in the park, you're better off probably with a Simplex or with a Vanquish, in my opinion. Alrighty guys, so in a nutshell, I tried my best to summarize that Garrett Ace Apex detector all in one little pop that was like 10 minutes long. It was very difficult for me to try to film and get that crystal display to light up to where you could see everything. Very frustrating, because you got to almost look at it from a straight on direction to see all the display light up. Otherwise, if you go off to the side, the glare will start to make it fade. But anyways, the display, it's a very simple detector to operate. You should be able to figure out those settings very fast. The menu options are very straightforward. The detector is very well built. Garrett did a wonderful job coming out with that detector. The build quality of the actual shaft, it is the older design, the S shaft, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, it's been around for so long. Come on guys, get those flip cam locks in where you could telescope it, just like the Simplex and the Minelab have. It's time to innovate that if you're going to innovate the box, in my opinion. The iron masking is very tough. Like I said, it speaks a different language. Does it mean that it's a bad detector? No. It just means that you're going to have to learn how to speak the language that this detector wants to speak, and it's very oriented towards iron. It'll let you know, it's going to let you know that iron's in there, almost to the point that it doesn't let anything else through. You're going to have to slow your sweeps down and really work every target and be methodical about getting that target to pop out. Is that me? No. I probably wouldn't spend too much time doing that. I like the way I detect with the Simplex, and I like the way I detect with Minelab. The speed of those and the recovery of those detectors are my language. The Garrett is not my language, unfortunately. On the beach, the Garrett is definitely a hero. That's where it shines, because the target separation is going to be far and wide on a beach. It's not going to be overlaid with iron everywhere like you see at a park. So on the beach, it is king, but in a park, I would probably recommend one of the other two guys. But that's it, guys, all wrapped up in a nutshell. Thanks again for tuning into my channel. I hope some of this information was useful. I will get better footage for you later when I find a better way to film, and we'll go from there, okay? So you guys be well. Thanks again for tuning in. If any of this information was helpful to you, please comment below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.